despite their appeal in a candy dish, there's nothing good about M&Ms. Every ingredient is harmful. They tempt with the promise of goodness, but after that fleeting indulgence, consumers are worse off for having them. So it's the perfect metaphor for your campaign slogan, Trustees McCrea and Meyer, because what could be our healthy and nourishing community library network is actually a poison pill for kids. Here's a few examples. Trustee McCrea recently quoted, quote, "The wheels of government turn slowly," unquote. Well, they certainly do when forced into low gear as you repeatedly dismiss community input opposed to your agenda. For months and months, you ignored, deflected, and denied blatant examples of sexually explicit materials for kids, and your excuse was there wasn't a bureaucratic paper chase submitted. Even Jim McMall, formerly of iCrimp, implicated you last week, Trustee McCrea, when he said, quote, "Sometimes attorneys are an impediment to transparency," unquote. He's right. Meyer and McCrea believe libraries belong to you. Well, that exclamation rings hollow when the true feedback received last summer via the patron survey was suppressed. There were a total of 1,468 comments, of which those complaining about the porn in the kids section outnumbered other input by 30%. Yet you did nothing meaningful about that, including last November's loophole-ridden policy revision that even the interim director admitted in January warranted 0 collection changes. And this board continued to deny, deflect, and lie that there was, quote, "no pornographic materials in the kids section." In the February 16th board meeting, Trustee Meyer stated, quote, "I want to be sure to hear public comment," unquote. Yet in March, Trustees Meyer and McCrea reached consensus to limit public comment effective this month. Who's censoring now? Another recent questionable assertion by this board, book purchase requests are 80% accepted. By contrast, I've made 24, almost all juvenile purchase requests since October 2022. Of those, 6 have been accepted. That's 25%. But close to 80% of my requests were denied, including a series by the wildly popular Tuttle Toddlers. That's a very clear bias against conservative books. Yet another claim, M&M implemented youth cards, another lie. In fact, nothing of the sort has been implemented. Instead, you rushed to vote on March 16th, one day before the deadline to file for re-election. The voters will see through that sham of a maneuver because we're spreading the word. Ironically, with the achievement that you hail, you indict yourself as purveyors and defenders of sexually explicit materials for minors. Indeed, your meeting's own recordings captured this repeatedly. And the most laughable of all, M&M are committed to keeping obscenity out of the library. Colossally hollow, with 0 specificity or planning. Disingenuous at best, a lie at worst. So those who want to be healthy and well reject M&Ms, as the voters will reject Meyer and McCrea. Hanley and Plass for hope for our community's kids.